What's happening, everybody? Good to see you. I didn't even wash this cup. I should totally wash this cup. I was not planning on using this cup until I clicked live. And then I was like, why don't I use the new merch that I'm about to talk about? I'm sure it's fine. That's right. New mugs. I know with the lighting in here, it looks like it's black and white, but it's actually full color. And it's got the whole design and the whole sequence from blue to red. It's really something spectacular. It's got our website down here. Anyhow, a 15-inch mug just for you. And I may as well show you the rest of the new merch that we got here too. Hoodies are in. Hoodies. And then on the back, we've got this incredible, they look great. They look great. It's really awesome. And then we got t-shirts in. They're super soft. They're Bella canvas if you're familiar with making t-shirts. The printing looks great. I don't know if that's coming out. It's not in focus, is it? But find me, focus. There you go. And then you can just, they look really good. Anyway, inHarmony. That's right. So we got some good stuff happening. Today's just one of those days. For what feels like months, even though it hasn't been, it's been 6 or 7 weeks. I've been coming to you, telling you that we're out of stock and that we will soon be in stock. And that day is never closer than it is right now, because I got pictures of my factory loading up a truck this afternoon. It was supposed to load yesterday, but things in Mexico don't always happen. It's like island time, only it's in Mexico. So it's completely different. And as amazing, as incredible as our factory is, trucking is not as reliable as it is here in the United States. So even though yesterday was the delivery date and everything was done, the truck didn't show up yesterday. It showed up today. And it's still in customs. So it's still sitting at the border. So I hope that I will have them in stock. In fact, I expect that I will have that inventory in my warehouse tomorrow, which means that we will most likely ship by Monday or Tuesday of next week. So many of you that are waiting on sound lounges, there's like 18 of you waiting on sound lounges. There's another, I think 6. We just sold another practitioner. I think there's 6 or 7 of you that are waiting on practitioners. They will take about, I usually say 5 business days for it to come in. I like to overpromise and underdeliver. I think it might actually happen by Monday or Tuesday of next week. We will have everything turned around, accessorized, and ready to ship to you. So you can look for another update from me or our website in real time as that happens, because once my warehouse accepts it into inventory, pairs it with an accessory box, matches it with your order, prints the label, you'll get a notification straight through Shopify, regardless, well, depending on how you set that up, whether it's emails or text messages. Our website is super smart and it just sends you that notification. So keep an eye out. We're closer than ever. Your sound lounge is around the corner. Thank you for your patience. I am grateful. And those sound lounges and practitioners have left our factory. They're making their way to our warehouse as we speak. Got to cross an international border in order to do that. That's not always so reliable. Sometimes it takes 2 hours. Sometimes it takes a day. But nonetheless, I do expect to have that inventory in our warehouse tomorrow. And our team will get to work doing what our team needs to do to get that tech turned around and sent to you. If you want a meditation cushion, we're in stock. Beige and black, ready to go. If you want this merch that I just showed you, and we've got a whole lot more. We have beanies, we have hats, we have trucker hats, we have fitted hats, we have organic, we have non-organic, we've got conventional, we have all sorts of different products. We have pop-up banners. If you ordered a pop-up banner over the last month or so, you knew how difficult it's been for us to fulfill on that. We just fulfilled and we found an amazing partner. So we have those back on. We're going to make some adjustments to the shipping price of those banners now that I have somebody. Flora banners are in. Yes. Flora says banners. Yes, they're in. They are in. And we might have sent you one. I'm not sure which one you wanted, but reach out to me tonight or tomorrow because it's getting late in Wisconsin and I will get you one and we'll get that going. And we will adjust the shipping because shipping is way lower with this new company and everything is way better with this new company. So we got good stuff to do on that front. And yes, Alea, we got some good stuff going. Denise, what's happening? Denise, yes, happy Tuesday. My name is spelled with a C, but that's all right. I love you. All right, so lots of exciting stuff. The fact that these sound lounges and meditation cushions and practitioners are all soon to be in stock in full, this is very exciting for me. But don't wait, because it's not going to last very long. We're already looking at our next orders. We already know that it's going to take a little bit of time. We're probably going to have another gap in our production just based on demand. So if you're interested, and I've got a list here of people that have been waiting on the sidelines until we're in stock, now's your time to make your purchase. We will be shipping within the next week. And now's that time to jump in. We're getting ready to place our biggest order of sound lounges and practitioners ever. 150 sound lounges and 75 practitioners, along with another 1,000 cushions. So that order probably won't be in for another 4 months or so, because obviously it's a bigger order. It takes longer lead time. So all of the things are progressing in the right direction for us to maintain inventory levels. We can't keep up with this amazing demand, and I love it. It's stressful, and I love it. So we got lots of really good things that are happening right now. And yes, it's very exciting. But all of these amazing things that we're doing on our site, all of these amazing things that we're bringing to you by way of new products, all of you are soaking it up, and we greatly appreciate you. This really is fantastic. Thank you, Shelly. That is amazing. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. No worries on the typo. It's all good. All love here, Denise. You know that. It only says my name right on the screen. So I know you know how to spell my name. It's all good. We got lots of new stuff happening. All right. So the merch is out. Inventory is on its way. The next thing I want to talk about is for those of you that have an Android tablet. For many of you, I actually recommended the Samsung Galaxy A7 Lite. Android came out with a new update for the Android software itself. I literally just updated it, which is why it says tablet is starting. And then we also found some glitches in our app. So the glitches, yeah, your banner came. All right. Okay. We found some glitches in the app, which we fixed. So we rolled out a new version of our Android app, probably 3 days ago. I think it might have been Monday or Sunday that we posted it. So anyhow, check that out. And if you've got Android, then you want to update your app. We have another one coming out shortly. There's things that are happening on the Android app that aren't happening on the iOS version of our app. On the Android app, there was a weird glitch where it was skipping on tracks from 30 seconds to a minute and 30 seconds, and then continuing to play. So if you weren't looking at the tablet, you wouldn't have noticed it, but that was happening. So we fixed that. And then we had another issue where we were clicking on the featured tracks and it wasn't pulling up the featured track on Android. This is an iPhone, so it's working correctly. We also just updated our featured tracks, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. So we have a fix coming. It hasn't been released yet for the featured track issue. So we're constantly evolving. We're constantly working on the app, and we're constantly pushing forward these different updates. So keep in mind, if you have the Android app, you need to get in there and you need to make those updates. All right, let's talk about new music released. The Chakra Series is complete, and it's almost complete, I should say. We've got Root through Crown is done. Those tracks range anywhere from 12 minutes to 20 minutes or so, depending on the chakra that we're balancing. You can either run the individual track specific to the chakra that you want to focus some attention on. And Anthony, in all of your glory, you have done it again. These tracks are amazing. When I'm listening to Root, I see red. That's without the brain tap, just listening with headphones and an eye mask, I see red. When I'm listening to Throat, I'm seeing green, or blue rather, because Heart is green. It's really remarkable what's happening with these tracks and the amount of intention that goes behind making it, and then the impact that they have on your physiology. It is absolutely beautiful. So Anthony finished Root to Crown, and now he has created chakra balancing tracks that actually take you one track, a journey from Root through Crown and Crown through Root. We're getting a lot of chatter in our user group in particular about how to use these tracks when they're applicable, how you can use them. And really, your imagination is the only limitation here. Here's how I use these particular tracks. And that is when I want to focus attention on a particular chakra. I'm also an energy healer. I am a Reiki master. I dig into all this stuff, as many of you know. So as I'm doing my readings and as I'm checking in with myself and as I'm going through where I'm at, if I find myself needing to focus time and attention on any particular chakra, I might play that track specifically. If I notice an imbalance in my body, or if I notice more than one chakra that is out, there are times where I might want to balance root to crown and go up. And there are times where I want to balance crown to root and get grounded and dig down. So there's a lot of different applications for these different tracks. We're coming out with 2 more tracks. Hopefully by the end of the week, we'll see actually 3 tracks this week. I don't want to put too much pressure on Anthony, but I just got off the horn with him. So we just started chatting about this. We're coming out with condensed versions of the chakra balancing, root to crown and crown to root. They're going to be 22 minutes long. So we've got that more traditional vibroacoustic therapy or VAT therapy session length. They're going to be coming out. And then we got a whole new track for a whole new series that is soon to release. We don't really have a name for this series yet, which I guess we better kind of hurry up on that, Anthony. Isn't that the case? So we need to come up with something. It's something life's journey. It's more about the emotions and the trials and tribulations that we go through day in and day out, with specific intention around a specific emotional experience that we want to focus attention on. I'm not going to tell you any more than that, but I am going to tell you that there's a ton of great music coming out. Anthony has been hard at work in his studio, and I am elated, absolutely elated with where things are going and what's happening from a new music perspective. There's some really incredible stuff that's happening right now. All right. The other question that we got from Brooke, a shout out to you in our user group, and that is to talk more specifically about 10 hertz and the Schuman Resonance, which we're going to talk about in a second. And then our tracks, which are a journey through 30 hertz, 40 hertz, 50 hertz, 60 hertz, etc. And really how these differ from formal vibroacoustic therapy tracks. And there is a difference, and that is with intention. And there is a reason that these are very different tracks, because many of you that use our tech are certified vibroacoustic therapy practitioners, just like myself. And if you haven't been to our science and research page and you haven't watched the interview that the very spectacular Kate Kunkel and I did talking about this, I can reiterate it for you. So when you're working specifically with vibroacoustic therapy tracks, those are pure frequency tracks. They might change in amplitude as far as power. They might get louder and softer, working their way in and out. However, they are focused on one specific frequency. Our tracks are a journey through 30 hertz, a journey through 40 hertz, a journey through 50 hertz. And the difference there is that these have a multitude of tracks. The reason of frequencies, broad range of frequencies. It's not one single frequency. And I'm going to share with you how we make this music as well. And I'm going to share with you a little bit of Anthony's magic. He and I know we need to start doing lives together. He and I know we need to start talking about this music together, and that will happen. But in the meantime, inHarmony music is tuned to that frequency. And then you're listening to a broad range of frequencies that are tuned to that frequency. So if you're listening to 174, all of the instruments are tuned to 174, but you're actually hearing a multitude of different frequencies. It's why we call them music meditations, not vibroacoustic therapy frequencies. That's not what we do. It's not the sole audience that we want to serve. And this is very important. inHarmony Interactive is building a business and a brand that is open to everybody and meant for all. That means that our music releases and our tracks need to be broad spectrum, and they need to be good for everything. It's one of the reasons why in the chat, when people are like, what do I use for this? And I say, any of them. Like, you can't go wrong. That's because all of our tracks are focused on a broad spectrum of frequencies. And it's really like listening to music. Who is it not safe to listen to music for? There's a couple of select cases with contraindications, but generally speaking, anybody can listen to any music anytime. Now, our delivery system is more intense, no doubt. You're listening to the headphones, you're feeling it through the sound lounge in particular, the meditation cushion, the practitioner. It certainly is an amplified version of listening to music, but generally speaking, anybody can listen to music, which is why I tell people at the end of the day, you're just listening to music when you're on our tech. Of course, it has a lot of physiological benefits. It has a direct impact on your neurology and your anatomy and your physiology. But generally speaking, at the end of the day, you're just a guy or a gal on a bed listening to music. Try not to overthink it. So I have that message for each and every one of you as well. All of the music that you're going to find in the inHarmony Music Meditations app is broad spectrum, meaning there's multiple frequencies included in there, which means it's really safe for all. Now, again, there are some contraindications. If you have an open wound, if you have a pacemaker, pacemakers are actually by itself not a contraindication. However, generally speaking, if you have a pacemaker, you're probably in a high risk category and you want to talk to your doctor before you get on the sound lounge. In addition, if somebody has an open wound, you're about to shake every cell in your body, probably not a good idea. You're going to want to let that wound close and heal before you get on the sound lounge or when you get on the meditation cushion. And in all of these cases, in all of these classes of a high risk individual, it's just a matter of turning down the vibration, turning down the volume, and allowing yourself to have a nice, easy, relaxing existence and a relaxing session. So in all cases, if you have any type of hesitation around, is this okay for this condition, lower the volume almost down to zero and ease into each session very, very lightly, very, very smoothly. And give yourself 24 hours to see how you feel after your session. And if you feel good, go back for more. If you have a detox effect, which is very common, take a rest, drink lots of water, allow your body to do what it's doing to detox, to cleanse, to clean, to clear. And when you're feeling well, go back for another session at the same volume, or maybe even a little bit lower, and ease into the experience, because this tech can be powerful. All of us are wired differently. All of us are a little different in our journey that got us to here. And this technology can have a profound impact on your physiology, on your body. So 30 hertz, 40 hertz, 50 hertz, 60 hertz. These are more tracks that we released that are tuned to a specific frequency and broad spectrum at the same time. So you're not just listening to 50 hertz. You're listening to 50 hertz. Well, you're actually listening to a bunch of different frequencies, but a melody and a music meditation that is tuned to 30 hertz. And very beautifully at that. 40 hertz is one of my favorite tracks. I put it on. Sometimes I'll just send text messages, or I'll read text, or I'll read something on my phone, and I won't have the headphones on. I'll just lay on the sound lounge and feel those vibrations. I absolutely love it. 10 hertz in the Schuman Resonance is actually a much longer conversation. The Schuman Resonance is actually electromagnetic energy that we feel in our atmosphere, that we feel outside our house, when we're out in nature. I will talk about 10 hertz another time. We're already getting towards 17 minutes here. We're already drifting towards a little later, a little longer for these calls. And I still have a couple things that I want to talk about. So I will get into 10 hertz and the Schuman Resonance and how that relates to 10 hertz alpha brainwave state, how that relates to the human body's resonant frequency, which averages about 10 hertz, how that aligns with other environments, not just being outdoors, but how a river has a 10 hertz frequency, large bodies of water has a 10 hertz frequency, and how getting out into nature has a 10 hertz frequency as well. So many comments, I can't even keep up. I love and appreciate all of you. I will get to you in just a moment. So that's 10 hertz. The last thing, by the way, did I show you this mug? Don't tell my wife I didn't clean it before I drank out of it. Okay. Let's talk about some upcoming events. We have a media day in San Diego that's going to be happening on February 2nd. If you're in the media and you catch this, somebody shares it with you, or you're catching wind of what we're doing, I want to invite you to our media day. It's for a couple hours on Thursday afternoon, February 2nd. It's coming up next Thursday, a week from this Thursday. And the very spectacular Raquel Figlo is your main point of contact. So if you have any questions about that, or if you're in the media and you're interested in learning more about what we're doing, we got a lot coming out by way of press and PR and podcasts and all this amazing stuff, which I've talked about here in the past. Raquel Figlo is your main point of contact. She's our publicist and rocks our PR. She's absolutely phenomenal. So we've got that coming up. inHarmony's going to the Super Bowl. I've got a red carpet coming up on, which I didn't even put in the show notes, but I'm going to be walking the red carpet at the celebrity basketball game here in Las Vegas. So we're going to have some interviews that are coming from that. And then we're going to Radio Row for the Super Bowl. Which is happening on the Super Bowl is the 12th, I believe. On the 11th, Saturday the 11th, we've got Leigh Steinberg's event, and we're going to be in the VIP Brain Lounge along with Advanced Wellness and Pain. I'm going to talk about that in a second. The day before that, we're going to be walking Radio Row, which is where all the radio stations, all the press, all the PR, Everybody is there to bring light to what we're doing. 100 million people are watching the Super Bowl. This is like the largest event in around the world as far as viewership. And inHarmony is going to be there. And that's thanks to Advanced Wellness and Pain. If you're not familiar with what Advanced Wellness and Pain is doing, it is ketamine therapy. And they're doing this work using inHarmony technology. They have 4 sound lounges. They have 10 meditation cushions. They use inHarmony tech as part of integration after ketamine therapy. And they use our technology to really master set and setting. Set is your mindset for this particular medicine. Setting is the environment that you're sitting in while you're doing it. These are 3 anesthesiologists that have found breakthroughs with ketamine, along with a number of other ketamine clinics. There's ketamine clinics here in Las Vegas. There's ketamine clinics in LA and San Diego. There's probably a ketamine clinic in your neighborhood, in your community, that is using ketamine as an off-label application for treatment-resistant anxiety, treatment-resistant depression, and treatment-resistant PTSD. Treatment-resistant means these people have tried everything and have not had success. And now 1 round of ketamine is showing 70 to 90% efficacy in helping them to overcome the symptoms associated with depression, anxiety, or PTSD. It's absolutely remarkable. Our tech is showing increased efficacy rates up to 85%. So from 70% to 85%. It's a huge uptick in the efficacy. That means an 85% success rate from the person walking in there being at a 10 and then walking out and being at a 2. This is huge. So we're super excited about what's happening. Leigh Steinberg, if you're not familiar with Leigh Steinberg, he throws right before Super Bowl. He's a big sports agent. They wrote the book, the movie Jerry Maguire was written about him. And he's big on brain health and brain injuries, particularly when it comes to sports and football. So he does the VIP Brain Lounge, brings in a bunch of companies that want to sponsor and set up for his celebrity gala that he throws the day before. So Advanced Wellness and Pain is going to be there. They asked me to come down and participate with them, and I am over the moon excited. And then, of course, Raquel is helping us with Radio Row, Media Row, and getting us in front of a bunch of people out there. So to say we've got a lot going on over the next couple of weeks is probably an understatement. November was big. December was big. We started the year strong, and we're still kind of flowing in it, and I'm not letting my foot off the gas. It's just not happening. We're going to continue to charge forward. Let me make sure that I got everything. Leigh Steinberg's VIP Brain Lounge. We're rocking and rolling. I thank you for being here. I thank you for watching this relatively long update at 23 minutes. And, well, stick around. Hit that like button. Hit the bell. Get notifications. If you're watching us on YouTube, check us out on Facebook. If you're watching us on Facebook, check us out on Twitter. And check out this live. Share it with somebody you know and love. Share it with somebody who needs to see this. And thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful day.